This week, a simple service was held at the Shrine of Remembrance to honour the thousands of Aboriginal servicemen and women who fought for their country. But the son of one veteran is still waiting for the compensation his relatives were owed and never received.
We're talking about Aboriginal people who went from this state to defend their country overseas in 2 World War conflicts, came back and received nothing for their efforts, whilst others did.
We as a nation have fallen short on all accounts when it comes to our treatment of our Indigenous servicemen and women.
Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus.
This week, members of the Lovett family travelled from Western Victoria to honour their relatives.
There's a number of my family that's been involved in the armed services from the First World War right through to Afghanistan, and the number is 21. My father and 3 of his brothers are the only 4 men in the whole of the British Empire to serve in 2 world wars. I really think that there was an opportunity for them to find some sort of equality that they weren't given at home.
This year's service for Aboriginal soldiers was the first for John Lovett's great-nephew, Sean Bell. The 14-year-old's great-grandfather, Frederick Lovett, was a light horseman. When you put the wreath up, what were you thinking about then?
I was thinking about how these fellas survived and all that.
Do you know much about your family's history with soldiers who went to war?
Yeah, kind of, but I'm learning. Yeah.
Did all of them come back unscathed?
Every one of them. Which is a marvellous thing, simply because they weren't just as if they didn't go and see any action. They were in the Somme, the battles of the Somme, Passchendaele, Gallipoli. They were light horsemen. My father was a machine gunner, so he was on the Hindenburg line.
And did your father talk to you about what it was like being at war?
I think there was a lot of horrors he didn't speak about. And they came back to know counselling or things like that, so life after was also hard for them.
Many Victorian veterans of the First and Second World Wars were given land on their return home, known as soldier settlements. These gifts didn't apply to Aboriginal soldiers. My
father wrote for application for a soldier settlement block from Tokemore Army Camp in 1956, I think. And no, he never received one.
How hurtful was that for them?
I really am appalled by it, because I can only say that after all they'd been through, they came back and was totally disregarded as being part of the armed forces of this country and was just back to being blacks.
John Lovett wants recognition from the state government of the injustice. He'd like compensation for his family in the form of land or at least a formal acknowledgement.
Well, I think that there has to be a moral compensation for the injustices, and there has been an injustice that has occurred to my father and his brothers and other Aboriginal people. I'm 64 in December. My grandfather, my father and myself have spoken on this very subject for 90 years between the 3 of us. And that's one hell of a long time. And I would like to see something happen before I leave this planet.
In a statement, Veteran Affairs Minister Hugh Delahunty says the government sympathises with the Lovett's case, but the statement did not address the issue of compensation.